making a coiled form. Take a surface that will allow the clay not to stick. This is wood, but you can also use cloth. Take 2 lumps of clays. We will start by making a base. I press down with the heel of my hand. Until the clay looks like a pancake. I can continue with this method to make the base, or I can use 2 pieces of wood and a rolling pin to roll over the clay and make the base even. The base is now even, and it will be the same thickness as these pieces of wood. I take the lid of a jar and I use it as a guide. With my tool, I cut around the lid so I can make a circle. The extra clay I put in a little ball so that it stops it drying. It doesn't matter at this stage whether the edges are tidy, because I'm going to tidy them later when I start making the shape. Take the base and just set it aside. I now start making some coils. I squeeze the clay in my hand and then I roll it. I try to keep my hand light, because if I press too much, the clay is flattened. As the clay stretches, I can use both hands. The fingers are wide open and they move lightly on the clay. I can use 1 or 2 hands. It's up to you how thick or thin you want to make the coil. But try and make it a consistent thickness for your base. So I think that I want this coil slightly thinner. If you make the coil too thin, the shape will not be easy to assemble and might collapse. If you make it too thick, your shape might become a bit too heavy and clumsy. So this coil is about the same thickness as that base. I continue like so, using the rest of the clay, and I set aside a few coils. So first I squeeze the clay so that it becomes like a rough coil in my hand. And then on this surface, that is a non-stick surface, this is made of wood, I start rolling the clay. Again, that side is flat and has got a fold, so I can smooth that with my finger. And I can pat the clay down to make a rounder shape. That's better. I can use both hands. The hands go out, and as the hands go out, you'll find that they stretch the clay. And I continue until I get another coil the size of the first. I can also cut that coil in half and continue with only half. I find that a smaller coil is more manageable for me. I will continue making coils, and then I'll make a part 2 to this video so that I can show you how to assemble them onto the base.